I miss a lot of social cues, and my excuse every time, my old reliable is, I didn't know, I was homeschooled. You know? Like, I wish I had an invisibility club like 10 times a day. Hold on. I can't do it. Anywho, so I don't know why I keep trying to be a good citizen. Okay, like I try to just be as wholesome as possible. But it's true what they say, like no good deed goes unpunished at all, ever, okay? So I was sitting out on my balcony a couple weeks ago, it was like a Sunday. I'm out there in my bathrobe with my cigarette, you know, just chilling. And somebody, like, in the apartment complex had dumped a bunch of trash, like, all over the ground. It's not a backyard, I don't know what do you call it. And that's like a normal occurrence or whatever, so I'm used to it. But then I see this group of little kids, and they're out there, like, trying to pick up all the trash. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. Like, no one asked them to do that. You know, and then I yelled down to them, I'm like, hey, do you guys need a plastic bag? And they're like, sure, weird bitch. And I'm like, all right. So I go inside and I grab like a Dollar General bag and I try to throw it down to them. And it gets stuck like on a gutter. And I had to get it down with a broom. And I should have just stopped there, right? I should have just, that was my sign. Okay? Because they get the bag, they start putting on the trash in it. And I'm like, thank you guys so much. And this little boy looks up at me and goes, did you do this? No. I'm like, I was just saying thank you, damn. And I said no, but I still don't think they believe me. So now I think the whole apartment complex hates me. They're like, hey, like that's that one bitch that dumped a bunch of trash everywhere. And I'm like, I didn't. So now I just don't talk to any kids anymore in the neighborhood. You know, and then I have another story. Oh my God, all right. So a couple winters ago, when it was real bad outside, like, you know, it had snowed a lot, and this guy in my old neighborhood was going around shoveling for free. And he came up to our house, he was just being a nice guy, and I'm like, oh my God, like that's so awesome, because I don't want to shovel, fuck that. So he's shoveling, and I'm like, I'm gonna write him a thank you card, okay? I have a whole pack of them for things like this. Go inside, I write him this thank you card, and I go outside to give it to him when he's done. He's like, oh man, you didn't have to do this. And I'm like, don't worry, sir, there's no money in it. And he's like, oh, and I'm like, how can I say bye? God damn it. Like, I should just be quiet. I shouldn't question things. So I was at work the other day, and someone had put on Fast and the Furious on the TV, like all the movies. It was like a marathon. And I was watching it because I had nothing else to do, and they only made like 3 facial expressions, like in the whole movie, or all the movies, all of them. They like still haven't learned at all. Like either it's a real tense look, like when there's a chase going on, and they're like, you know, or it's like attraction when they're checking out somebody, they're like, you know, and there's always like background music to go with it. And then there's like the really intense look, like when they're mad, and they're like, and that's it. That's the Fast and Furious movies. That's it. That's all. And then during the commercial break, there was a commercial about like Alzheimer's patients, and like this number to call if you have like a combative like Alzheimer's patient for a parent. And I fucking died because I'm like, there is no way they hired an actual Alzheimer's patient for this. Like, they can't take direction. What? So this lady in the commercial was really fucking into it. Like, they like zoomed in on her old mouth, like, you know, spewing profanities